Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Al-Ain bin Mazin. I'm under with my supervisor, Dr. Muhammad Al-Mullah bin Abdullah. Today I will present my bachelor degree project with funding industrial grant, my fledgling industry Sendirian Berhad no M39. So my title project is Validation of Geotube Material Structure Properties Under Static Loading Condition. So the content in this presentation is research background, problem statement and objective, scope of study, literature review, methodology, expected result, conclusion, and overall project plan. So, let's look research background for this project. This research background is we want to know and learn more about what is geotextile tube. This project is collaboration with my fledgling industry Sendirian Berhad. Geotextile tube are using to control the worsening coated erosion. Geotextile tube are making by polypropylene with tensile length 100 to 200 kN per meter. For the process of geotextile tube, it is used dewatering process where the mixture of water and soil will put in this geotextile bag and the water will move out at the pores of the bag. So only the soil will stay in this geotextile bag. This geotextile tube have two layers. It is input and output with two different material. Where input layer is making non-woven material, but in output layer is woven material. Last, physical geotextile tube determined by thickness, web tensile, and weight strength. Let's move to objective and problem statement of this project. The objective is to run a mechanical test for different type of polypropylene material and estimating the mechanical properties for comparison purpose. For the comparison, we use China and Tenkata product to compare with my fledgling geotextile material. Second, to study the effect of moisture, temperature, and potential of hydrogen pH of polypropylene material for geotextile tube structures and application. Last, to investigate and suggest a new material for replace the current polypropylene woven material in my Flexi Tank Geotube product. This is because we want to suggest the product that have a low cost and easily to get. Problem statement. First, to determine the mechanical properties of this my Flexi Tank material according to criteria of previous study. Second, experiment will conduct by proof the theory that the given material. Last, a new material proposal is submitted to my Flexi on whether the suitable of the new material submitted is suitable for use by geotextile tube. For scope of study, this project is first, reference polypropylene woven material will be formed 10 kata geosynthetic Asia Sendirian Berhad. Second, perform mechanical tests on the geotube material to obtain the mechanical properties and structural response under tensile loading condition. Last, perform experiment to observe of effect of moisture, temperature, and pH of polypropylene material. Literature review of this project. Malaysia now applied geotextile tube around 2006 in Teluk Kemaman at the Batu Buruk beach because the beach now have the poor condition because monsoon season in Malaysia. This will submerge embankment for coastline management that protect the beach 5 km stretch. Second, polypropylene is hydrophobic polymer and this is reflects in the negligible amount of water observed. Third, polypropylene material is suitable for use according to the pH potential of hydrogen of seawater in Malaysia. At Chini Lake Pahang, Malaysia show on average pH of 6.2 in the range of 5.05 to 7.14. Fourth, geotextile use dewatering, a screening method that involves a mixture of two materials, namely liquids and solids, through a manufacturing field, while maintaining soil solid on the upstream sites. Last, experiment from previous research conducted tests for mechanical properties and chemical properties. This experiment will show us the mechanical properties and the chemical properties that react of geotextile polypropylene. Now, we move to methodology of this project. This is the flowchart that shows the three of objectives we want to accomplish. First, we have a start disk with a geotextile sampling that is from original from 10 kata, polypropylene from China, polypropylene from Malaysia is a my-pledged tank that is divided by two. First, laboratory, we do a tensile test and get a data analysis for the objective 1. For objective 2, first we must do hypothesis and do some experiment to look the geotextile have a moisture, porosity or potential hydrogen. And lastly, we can get the data analysis. After that, in objective 3, because we want a new suggestion for the material to give to my pledged tank, the properties material we will compare and the new material will be suggest from the data analysis we get from the experiment, and lastly we will do the report writing. Type of material that we get is linear low density polyethylene or LLDPE is a substantially linear polymer with significant number of short branches, commonly made by copolymerization of ethylene with longer chain olefins. Second, polypropylene, which is also known as PP for short name, is one kind of thermoplastic resin material that produced by the polymerization of propylene. Woven polypropylene is polypropylene threads that have been woven into direction, warp, and wave to create a light, but strong and heavy duty material. For woven polypropylene, my tank gives us two samples, which is from Malaysia and China. We use Tenkata material as a benchmark because we want to study about the geotextile tube for marine. The material we use for benchmark is GT750. This benchmark is before for we want to use to look the mechanical properties from my tank material. Tensile test experiment will be collaborate with Yantai Footing Packaging. We will give two material from my tank, this is material from Malaysia and from China. This experiment will we get a stress strain curve graph, and the graph will show us where is elastic area, plastic area, weight point, and main tensile test. We also get elongation and percentage elongation after we do this tensile test. After that, we will get the data for the mechanical properties. Moisture experiment will be required with three samples. The sample we use is from my tank. We have from China and Malaysia material and low density polyethylene. This experiment will be conducted in one day for observation. The observation we look is the wake. So, the wake will be recorded before and after. For porosity experiment, we also required three samples, same as like the material of moisture. This experiment will be conducted in 12 hours for observation. The observation we look is the water will flow or not in porous material. Observation will be recorded each 1 hour. Because of COVID-19, pH value experiment cannot be conducted and will be replaced with comparison of the data from each company. We will contacting the company that make this material. Last, after we get all the data from experiment, we will suggest a new material to my tank because my tank want the material that low cost and easily to get. This material, this new material will compare with the data we collected. Expected result we can get from the experiment for the tensile test. China material has a lower tensile force and elongation rate for longitude and latitude compared Malaysia material and the standard. The latitude value for the tensile test is greater than the longitude while the elongation rate is the opposite. The expected graph we will show us rise rate and run for polypropylene China sample is shorter and the level to which the factor is shorter compared to Malaysia polypropylene. Expected result for porosity is Malaysia polypropylene whose water will flow to its force, while LLDPE and China polypropylene water will not flow from its force. The rate of water flow is likely to be faster for the first 1 hour compared to the remaining 11 hours. Expected result for moisture, we will see Malaysia polypropylene from which water will be observed, while LLDPE and China polypropylene water will not observe. The rate of water observation depends on the weight to be gained. Fourth, pH value. The expected data will get my tank material suitable for the land available in Malaysia. New suggested material, we expect that it will suitable to replace existing material because it show better data in terms of mechanical properties and chemical properties. The conclusion we get from this project is first, it will be approved that geotextile application is suitable to apply in Malaysia. Second, we want to approve that the material my tank provided are suitable or not. Third, we want to get the evidence of mechanical properties and chemical properties data was obtained from planned experiment. Overall project planning. This is my bachelor degree project planning. This show 15 weeks, 11 activities, planning and actual for do this work. So the activity I do for this project is determine study title, determine scopes and objective of the study, find the related to the study research, proposal to introduction, literature review and methodology, find the rebus and improvement by my supervisor, submission proposal to my supervisor, prepare slide and video presentation, submission video presentation and slide of this PSM1, and questioning and answer with my panel. We can see plan and actual show how much week I required to do for one activities. Second, I have my bachelor degree project 2 planning. This Gantt show 15 weeks, 9 activities, and only plan because this bachelor degree project will do in the next semester. So we can see how much week I required planning for this bachelor degree project too. That's all for me. Thank you for your appreciation.